But New York City can. They're still doing work up in New York, and we were going to show a little clip, but I didn't, it never got done. I was up there twice this week. And I just want to read this. I want to really give a plug to New York City Chem because they are working up in New York City diligently, and I'm working with them to meet commissioners, 50 commissioners of New York City, to open up an investigation to the collapse of World Trade Center 7. It's their obligation to do that. You know, if you go up to a commissioner's office and you're globally talking about the entire 9/11 experience, talking about the put options, talking about this, well, they just get glassy-eyed and they'll ignore you. But there is a strong case for World Trade Center 7 that they can't doubt, or at least have to look into, that those towers came down because of demolition. So what we're doing is, as much as I can, I try to get up there with them, but we meet with the city commissioners, give them a petition, or give them the information, and just keep going on. And there will be a time when it comes on the 9/11 blogger where they want as many people as possible, thousands and thousands of people, to email, phone, or fax a city commissioner demanding an investigation into 9/11, or into the collapse of Tower 7. Not an investigation of 9/11, because it's just too much for them. But seeing as that building was blown up, and when I go in there, I told you the story of Rudy Giuliani, but I will say firsthand, I said, I know that Rudy Giuliani committed a crime. Everything, all these, wherever it is, all this steel shipped out. I said, how can they do that? My son was murdered, and he shipped all the evidence away from New York City. That is a criminal act, period. That has to be investigated. So they can't argue that. But this is the video I was going to show you. I'm glad that the video is not here because I just turned 65 and I just look so old in it. I don't know. But this was on the video, and this is what I was going to show you. And it's very important because they are really working diligently up in New York to get this done. But the video says, hello, my name is Bob McIlvaine. My son Bobby was murdered on September 11th, 2001 at the World Trade Center. He was 26 years old. Today, March 1st, 2010, I delivered a petition, so this was Monday, to each of the 50 members of the New York City Council on behalf of 1,000 architects and engineers. This petition calls upon the Council to open an investigation into the collapse of World Trade Center Building 7, a 47-story building which is not hit by a plane, but which nevertheless fell into its own footprint at 5:20 in the afternoon of September 11th. Help us make the City Council, and this is where hopefully calls, faxes, so forth and so on, take action on the findings of scientists, architects, and engineers who have proven that the federal government lied about the collapse of Building 7. Please sign up at NewYorkCityCan.org right now to join a coordinated effort to bring justice to my son and the thousands of others who were murdered on September 11th. We can't let the 10th anniversary of the deaths go by without a real investigation into the events of that horrible day. So that's... Personally, I'm very pessimistic about any investigation. I don't know what an investigation looks like, but I think it's more chance of getting an investigation in New York City. I mean, an investigation in the United States, I think, oh, Jesus, Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter are going to run the investigation, and we're really going to get it. You know, it's almost an impossible. I can't imagine one politician being on it. I made every commission hearing. It was the biggest joke you ever seen in my life. I've been angry ever since. I really went into those hearings thinking, geez, something might be done. When you saw Connolly's, Ben Venice seemed like he was getting pissed off. But they're all cowards, every one of them, because they wouldn't speak up afterwards. You know, Kane and Hamilton, they try to get off the hook and say, well, geez, we were thinking of going to the Justice Department and prosecuting some of these people for the Pentagon lying, Condoleezza lying, everybody was lying. But of course they didn't. You know, they sold out. They sold out their soul. So it's, I just don't have faith that there's going to be an investigation. That's why it's important to me. I could be dead tomorrow or next year, I don't know what. But anytime I speak, anytime, anywhere I go, I will say without a doubt, I do this 3 hours a day. I travel. I've traveled around the world. But without a doubt, 100%, 150%, I know, I don't believe, I know the United States orchestrated, facilitated the death of my son. I'll gladly give you names, but I just know. And it's important to me to say that. Because I don't want to walk out here and with people's doubts in their minds saying, well, geez, I'm sure, I'm not positive, and just because I say it's not that important. But it's important to me. So I can leave that legacy to my grandchildren and to friends that want to listen. Okay. So again, I really want to thank everyone in here for being here because it brings Bobby's memory alive. I get a chance to vent, which is important for me because it gets depressing being in New Orleans because no one wants to talk about it. People are afraid to talk to me because they don't want to talk about 9/11. I get a chance to talk about this reading for 3 hours a day, and then I get a chance to talk about it. So again, folks, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.